In the last post I made called Showing Up on Your Worst Days, I talked about how to cultivate the emotional fortitude that you need to show up and perform regardless of a bad day or a good day or how you feel. And doing this is not something that you're born with. It doesn't come naturally. It's something that you really need to cultivate. And we do that by, number one, knowing that there will be bad days. Number two, knowing your fundamental creative habits, things that you do that really keep you in line with your creativity. And then number three, preparing for those bad days by lowering the criteria of those creative habits. But here's another thing that strategy does for you. It cultivates your inspiration. Amazing, 2 for 1. From The War of Art by Steven Pressfield, page 64, if you're interested. Really good book. He says, quote, "Someone asked Somerset Maugham if he wrote on a schedule or only when struck by inspiration. 'I write only when inspiration strikes,' he replied. 'Fortunately, it strikes every morning at 9 o'clock sharp.'" Now that's a professional attitude. That's a pro. I mean, I love that. And I've repeated it to myself multiple times and to other people countless times. Stephen Pressfield goes on to say, by performing the mundane physical act of sitting down and starting to work, he set in motion a mysterious but infallible sequence of events that would produce inspiration as surely if the goddess had synchronized her watch with his. He knew if he built it, she would come. And Stephen King even says the same thing. He shows up every single day and does his writing, 4 to 6 hours regardless, to make space for his muse. But his muse is this burly, basement-dwelling kind of guy that smokes cigars with his bowling trophies and just grunts a lot. That's a pretty good visual. So again, here are the steps to cultivate inspiration as well as emotional fortitude to perform every single day for the rest of your life. Number one, recognize that no matter who you are and how awesome you are, and you are awesome, there are going to be bad days. One day, you're just going to get punched in the stomach with disappointment or loss or whatever. Or, like me, you'll have a kidney transplant. We can't really know what's going to come, but we can plan for them. And number two, figure out what fundamental creative practices that you do that keep you thriving. And then number three, establish a minimum amount of work you can do on that creative practice that will progress you forward, even like small baby steps forward. It's consistency that matters here. And then after that, take that baby step every single day. Tomorrow, the next day, again, for the rest of your life. Do this, and I guarantee you it's going to be really hard to have a bad day and not find yourself inspired.